Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting all magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and developments like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, here the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Amex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, they're scorched tight. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind, Theta Waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
Crumb TV.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting all magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, here the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Amex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, they're scorched tight. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind, Theta Waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Best.
From TV.
Yes. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Welcome to another episode of Melanin Mondays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. Yes, indeed. Happy 420, ladies and gentlemen. Happy 420. That song that you just heard, that right there is Theta Waves featuring the twin pillars, red pillar, blue pillar. All right, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is Theta Waves. Get used to it. Theta Waves. Tell me what your favorite line is. Theta Waves. Drop your favorite bar. Drop your favorite bar. Let's go. Y'all should know that by heart by now. You know what I'm talking about? When I do the show, I'ma just let y'all rap it. I ain't even trying to do the word for word. And nah, I'm just standing on the stage. I'ma just turn the mic over and let y'all go in while I diddy bop. You know? The sorcerers from Corsica. Yes, sir. Yeah, the sorcerers from Corsica in the wilderness. Do you think that I should do the remix with the sea dance with the new AI? Do you think that we should do the visual remix? Y'all let me know. I don't really want to touch the original because that's a classic. The visuals on that, but let me know. I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take y'all decisions and run with that. Can't beat them, join them. Okay. Oh yeah, gummy drop, honey stop. Yeah, sure. Man, oh man. First and foremost, I have to give a resounding shout out to everybody that was in the building with us for the 72-hour boot camp. Listen, I meant to go live too. I promise you. I meant to go live, yo. I promise you, I should have went live. I was so locked in that I was staying true to the word about like I wasn't really on my phone like that. You feel me? I usually be on my phone. Anybody that know me know that I'm attached to my phone. But this strong end, I really wasn't rocking the phone like that. And I was working. And then when I was finished working, I was in the bed, bro. Them 8 hours was whooping my ass. That's matter of fact. What was it last night? Well, it's Monday, right? Sunday, a DJ pulled up. I looked at the DJ. I was like, no mas, my brother, please go home. You feel me? Like I was like, please go home. Don't even do this to me. And I was looking at the partitioners. They was looking like they was a little tired too. I don't know. But yeah, this 72-hour thing was intense. It was magical, it was mystical, it was man, it was beautiful, yo. I promise you. Wait till y'all see the footage. I got clips and whatnot. I'm gonna play a few of them today just so y'all can see the vibes. But I really wanted to go live and just show everybody, yo, we chilling, da. We outside. This is what it looked like, because people may be under the impression that being outdoors or being on the land is somewhat spooky or something. I don't know what they say. I don't know what they're thinking, but it was a beautiful event. It was a beautiful affair. The people that showed up, they were, look, quality of membership. I always say that, quality of membership. Okay, the members were of quality, and yeah, we got a lot done. We really got a lot done. The lineups, oh my goodness, who was in the building? Because I love to have witnesses. You feel me? Because when you don't have witnesses, you could fall into what is called self-aggrandizement. You know, and that's not what I want to be doing. I wanna, yeah. When I talk about it, I want witnesses. But it was a beautiful event. The lineup, though, the people who we brought on the platform for this boot camp to lay down and to put people on game about what's happening in the real world, in this world in real time, like presently right now. Shout out to Mansa Isa Muhammad, who came through with the quantum intelligence, not artificial intelligence, quantum intelligence. And he demonstrated how he's using quantum computing and AI, a quantum blockchain. And he showed us how he sets up his agents and his businesses. And his demonstration was epic. It was elite. It was superb. It's what everybody needed to see something in action, because our people from the show me state, people be telling me, yo, Red, I'm watching what you know what I mean? There's a lot of watchers. There's people who watch, you know what I mean? And not realizing you do a lot of things in private. Sometimes you just gotta pop out and show them what's going on behind the curtains, because everything is not for the public. And the brother was able to show and prove what he's been working on in private. You feel me? W's, all of the W's are not in public. There's a lot of people catching W's, doing things in private, setting up the structure, setting up the businesses, writing books, you know, being being on the right side of history by being published, being ahead of the curve early. That's important. You should want to put a book out there. You should want to get published. It's definitely something I will follow. Um, my own advice, and I'm going to begin to start rolling out these publications that I've been putting together. To be honest with you, ever since I started doing these lectures, and ever since I started doing these installations, and ever since I started doing these treatises, ones like The Evolution Will Be Digitized, that was in 2015, right? The Evolution Will Be Digitized. It started out as a lecture, right? And I would say that it has metamorphed into like a wiki in a sense, because a lot of the topics that I covered in The Evolution Will Be Digitized in 2015, so many things have come to fruition, so many things have come to pass. And then when I did Facts Initiative 10 years ago, right? 2016, the Facts Initiative, the food, the art, the clothes, the technology, the shelter. When we did that 10 years ago, the industry, the environment, the conversation that the community was having, it was a little bit different. Things have changed dramatically and drastically. So all of those are books. All of those are volumes and volumes and volumes of quote unquote literature that is going to be put out there. It has been cataloged, and now we have the tools, and now we have the framework, and now we have the proper assistance to put together these quote unquote legacy plays. What a fucking time, what a effing time to be aligned, right? What a effing time to be alive. Um, who was in the building this strong in. Let the family know what was going down on Coble's Landing, because that's where we was at. We was in a place called Matter of fact, let me just warm this up with the intro before I even start talking. Let me put y'all on to what we was doing. Let El Claudel set the table and whatnot. How rude of me. El Claudel, come talk to them.
He'll cry to the brutish more. Survivor of the Punic Wars. We bring to you the new laws, a noble cause. 70 claws, kinetic and knowledge, deeper than comedic knowledge. Legacy and land, agile and autonomy. Claw by the economies, wisdom and wealth. Health is wealth, so Iranian spirituality. 70 nobles in Kabul's landed, mogul branded. We on social global expansion. Mega moguls like Branson. My father has many mansions. Coble's Landing, North Carolina, headed to a global designer. We welcome global designers, visionaries from China, Bitcoin miners and builders of blockchains who major in the top lane. Welcome to the top of the food chain.
Now, let me just share something with you about the AI music, right? It's not going to be so many times that you hear me play something, this AI music, and I didn't write that. It's not going to be so many times that you'll hear an AI song and I didn't put my pen behind that song. Now, you know AI ain't writing like that. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Let's be clear. I mean, Suno is kicking ass, but nah, fam, it ain't kicking ass like that. Yeah, I'm writing for AI. Yeah, sue me. Yeah. I'm writing for AI because the phone calls stopped coming in. You know what I'm talking about? And yes, yeah. The AI is outside working, popping trunks like J. Cole. You know what I'm talking about? Mad hungry. You know what I mean? Shit spinning like 360 waves. Yeah, them songs is spinning, my nigga. Spinning. And it's AI. Yeah. So we finna work this shit. They got a song with #1 on billboards, and it was an AI song. Listen, fam. You know, I'm a ghostwriter. I got shit to say. I'm gonna let them talk it. I'm gonna let them talk that. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna let them say it. You know? But these songs, you get publishing checks for these songs. These songs generate income. They are a recurring. Look, 100 songs is 100 streams. That's a fact. I promise you. Look, look, 100 jingles. How about that? 100 jingles is 100 streams, which turn into 100 checks. There's literally nobody that says you can't do that. There's no law, there's no regulation at this point. You could do 100 songs, register them, and your ass got 100 and keep the publishing. Don't ever sell it. Hold on to that. You got 100 income streams. If one of them goes off, if one of them takes off, then they bring everything else with it. You talking about music that's in the background of your social media. You talking about music that's in the background of your YouTube videos or your quote unquote uploads or your shorts. You talking about music in the background of your TikToks. You talking about music in the intro of your YouTube. That's all spins on like radio spins. That all counts. You feel me? And these are songs that you're generating with your lyrics. So, you know, I'm gonna only tell you what I would tell myself. You know what I mean? I ain't never putting nobody on no dummy mission. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, and I'll explain to you what it is that I'm doing, and I could give you the white paper. I could give you the use cases. My shit is open like GitHub. You know what I'm talking about? So get money. You know what I mean? Save your emotions. This shit is going bananas. Nano banana is going bonkers. Bruh. The replay will be available. Shout out to the 72 Claws, L. Claudel, the Brutish Moor, the survivor of the Punic Wars. Yeah, we was going in. And we also proved that living off the grid or just communing off the grid, because everybody that was on the land, you know, they all came from, so we had people coming in from LA, we had people coming in from Philly, we had people coming in from Dallas, we had people coming in from all over, right? To tap into Noble's Landing. And the family, they were comfortable, you know? There were challenges. They were comfortable. It got cold out of nowhere. It was 40 degrees in the morning, like 3 in the morning on on Sunday morning, I believe it was. Crazy. You know? Shit was crazy. But, you know, we had heaters. It was all good. You got to stay warm. But for the most part, living on the land or living on land where you're not necessarily on somebody else's, you're not on somebody else's meters, you're not under somebody else's feudalism where you're paying them this type of ransom. You dig what I'm saying? It just hits differently. I didn't have a feeling about paying bills. I didn't have this feeling about being in the hamster wheel. I did not feel like that. And I'll say it like this. If there's anybody that's unhoused, or if there's anybody who's dealing with any type of shelter or housing issues, you should be on somebody's land, tilling the soil, working that land, and living on that land. All you need, especially if you're somewhere warm, to literally just start with is one of them tents. You feel me? And then like a yerky, like a bigger tent. And then you go to the quote unquote those prefab homes. And then you go into the tiny homes. And then you go into the container homes. And then you go into a very minimalistic small type home. And then you go into your big home. And then your ass is building out an estate. It's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to it, but you literally could pull up to a piece of land, whether it's 1 acres or the 25 acres that we were on, or 250 acres, and bring groups of people to become digital nomads, living off the land. You feel me? Living communal wise, where people are pitching in and doing things together, learning together, earning together, eating together, healing together, teaching together. Bro, it's not hard. I got a glimpse of it, you know? It's not hard. So I just, you're gonna hear a lot more about the 72 claws. You're going to hear a lot more about the 72 claws, the clause 72. We got the website on the way. There's going to be a lot more quote unquote locations that will be announced, because we will be pulling up to different states, all right, different jurisdictions, to demonstrate and to bring the solutions to the people. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this show. We have a lot going on. Man, oh man, let's just say that today's show is going to be sponsored by Chocolate Godiva. This is a very chocolate heavy Monday on this 420. Roll one up. Of course, if you're going to roll one up on any day, it will be today. Put one in the air. I remember on 420 being in Los Angeles right after the coronation of Nipsey Hussle. The feeling out there was so beautiful, so majestic. You know what I'm talking about? So prolific. the energy of the red and the blue coming together after his coronation. It was magical for a moment out there, so 420, and that was the same day as Easter. Coincidentally enough, more people were giving reverence to Nipsey Hussle in that year of 2019 when Easter and 420 was on the same date when we was in LA. The energy was more, and he already had his coronation. He already was laid to rest in the State Center, and they was giving him more energy, more reverence than they was on whoever be in Easter. For real. Every day is 420. Facts. Yeah, I mean, okay, we had radio cigars on the land as well. The radio cigars be smoking real smooth, man. Let me tell you. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, shout out to H Factor who came through with the Farmy demonstration. He showed and he proved he was inside of his house, but his house is a farm. The whole house was a farm. I'm gonna show clips of the boot camp. Don't worry about it. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm gonna drop clips on the family. It was 8 hours every day, so it's a lot of footage, a lot of game, a lot of information, a lot of bars. The replay is available, and it's on the website. I will drop the link for that. We will be doing a recap. We'll do an official recap. I'm just giving y'all a brief breeze over about it and the direction that we're going in. I believe we have Houston and Miami on the menu for the next locations, and of course Atlanta. Shout out to Spence City headquarters. We have a Tecmo Bowl coming up at the end of the month. We're gonna make that announcement mañana. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into the crazy shit going on. Now, I always tell you that this is a theater, right? And we already set the stage with all of the characters, all of the bad actors. We introduced you to them even before the season started, right? You've been getting highlights about these characters, these quote unquote very villainous characters in this storyline, right? Most importantly, we've brought up the name Palantir on many occasions in preparation for what it is that they ultimately play in this movie, right? We gave you the character breakdown of one of their most famous nemesis, one of their figurehead, their face, Peter Thiel. Okay. Peter Thiel has emerged from the shadows over the past few years. When he was being spoken of, he was not very much known. He did not step forward. He was somewhat hidden. His story was hidden. He actually spent billions of dollars to hide. And when he got outed by a magazine by the name of Gawker, if you remember Gawker, right? He got outed by Gawker. They put his sexual his proclivities. He's part of the alphabet community, but he's not one of those regular alphabet community type of he's like a Romanistic. He's one of those Hannibal Lecter alphabet type of people, right? He's into that real crazy shit, right? So he vowed to take out Gawker, and then Gawker had a case with Hulk Hogan, of all people. Your man, Hulk Hogan, your man's in them Terry, right? And then basically Peter Thiel got behind as the secret shadow sponsor of Hulk Hogan, right? He got behind Hulk Hogan, and he basically sunk the company. He folded them. He bankrupted them. He ate them up, right? That was one of his first bodies and whatnot, to kind of like just show corporate America how cynical he can get, right? How sinister, how much you don't want to be his nemesis. For anybody who ever felt PayPal literally was poking you in your eye, you know, it's one thing to get your money frozen. It's one thing to have a little bit of, you know, is that you using the account? You know, like they before they let something go through, they send you one of those, you know, authentication texts. That's not what PayPal does. Okay. That's some Stripe type behaviors. PayPal, it always felt like there was some type of, you know, microaggression taking place. Come to find out, the ill feeling that you feel behind PayPal when it should just be a processor company is Peter Thiel, okay, who is the brains behind PayPal, right? The PayPal mafia. When you look at the chart of the PayPal mafia, they sprouted out from PayPal after the company was sold to the tune of billions of dollars. The original gang or the original crew obviously had some type of plan that they were working on, because all of them sprouted out into unicorn businesses, some of the top businesses in tech right now, right? Power players is not even the word. Okay. Peter Thiel is also one of the first investors in Facebook. He put $500,000 up in the earliest stages of Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg, because they were both at Harvard at the same time in 2004, coincidentally around the same time that Epstein was at Harvard and whatnot, working with Novak. All right. I believe it's is it Michael Novak? Um, so these people have been always working in unison. It is part of the same gang, or is part of the same people, a part of the same cabal, a part of the same rat line, a part of the same network, a part of the same dark web, you know, of the dark MAGA, okay, who utilize dark magic, okay, to mandate the dark ages, because that is ultimately what their mission is, to collapse this thing into their dark ages, to bring about their dark enlightenment, right? They want to bring about the dark enlightenment by way of Curtis Yarvin's writings, their philosopher, their big homie, their master teacher, Curtis Yarvin, the one who has put um Peter Thiel and JD Vance on game, right? The dark enlightenment is it's a theory, it's a philosophy, it's like a manifesto that he basically has many of these politicians who belong to the shadow government, the technocracy, the technocrats, the ones who are asserting their powers. It's Martin Nowak, the one that was at Harvard. Is Martin Nowak. It's Martin, and uh it's Zuckerberg, and it's Epstein, and it's Peter Thiel, all there at the same time, right? Putting hundreds of millions of dollars, because guess who Martin Nowak is? Martin Nowak is a scientist at Harvard in 2004 and 2008, who Jeffrey Epstein comes and gives $20 million to. He opens up a lab off the campus of Harvard. And what is his research? His research is in social networks, and his research is in developing an algorithm that gets people addicted to social media. What does he wind up doing? He winds up taking that to Facebook. Okay. That becomes the algorithm that they just got sued for in court, and they lost because the girl was able to prove that the algorithm was specifically designed to make people addicted to it under a certain age. This is Michael, this is Nowak's, this is the work that Epstein funded for Martin Nowak. That's the most explosive piece of information in the Epstein files that is not even spoken of. They spoke about everything other that was sensationalized in the first dump of 3 million emails, But this information, which is all in the files about his relationship with Martin Nowak coming out of Harvard, dealing with social media before he gets into video games with microaggressions and whatnot, before he gets banned from Xbox, before he deals with transhumanisms and things of that nature, before he even begins to take out all of these AI scientists who were all on game, who purposely are bringing about this whole rise in AI. Before that, he was doing deals with this guy right here, Martin Nowak, inside of secret labs, working on how do you addict people, and how do you change their behaviors? How do you control them, right? Behavior modification by way of what? Behavior modification by way of manipulation of what? Their peer circle. Behavior modification by way of manipulation because they were able to do the let me pull this stuff up, because y'all be, hold on, I could show you better than I could tell you. I could show you better than I could tell you. Let me pull my guy up, because I owe y'all a whole 4-hour deep dive, like for real, a super deep dive on this whole entire topic. And we will deliver that. You got that coming to you real soon. Trust. Hold on. Because this shit right here, I'm telling you, my dude is, let me see if they break down what exactly they was working on. All they say is he's placed on leave. Emails. Did you torture her? Email. Okay. So let me see. Do y'all see this? Let me pull this up. Give me 1 minute. Okay. So here's the first. This is from the emails of Jeffrey Epstein to Martin Nowak, right? Martin Nowak of Harvard University has extensive ties with Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein's file shows Nowak's name is mentioned 4,000 times, and lavish gifts given to him from Epstein. Nowak's program for evolutionary dynamics received $6.5 million donation from Epstein. Epstein maintained a private office at the PED facility and visited at least 40 times. Harvard permanently closed the PED and barred Nowak from advising new students or serving as a principal investigator on new grants for 2 years. Harvard restores Nowak's advising and research privileges and then reinstated him under probation conditions. Okay. Let me go back. They be burying these stories, boy. Lord have mercy. You know what I'm going to do? While I look at this, I'm going to go to the AI. The AI is going to tell you more than these people that be covering things up. So Epstein funds Nowak, right, to the tune of $6.5 million. That was the initial donation, right? And 7.5 in donor introductions, right? So what are they studying? They're studying PED, okay? And PED deals with controlling people, right? Controlling. PED is the Program for Evolutionary Dynamics at Harvard University. This was specialized research center founded and directed by Nowak. While it sounds purely academic, it became the epicenter of controversy involving Jeffrey Epstein. What is the PED? The program was established in 2003 with a $6.5 million gift. Okay. Its official goal was to use mathematical modeling to study biological and social evolution, specifically how what cooperation, cancer, and viruses evolve over time. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you go viral, right? That is a virus. Going viral is like going viral. Okay. When you go viral, that is like how viruses go. But the thing about the internet and the thing about the viruses, that they have a behavior that even the viruses inside of quote unquote pathogens don't have. Cooperation, when you talk about cooperation, they utilize cooperation of being able to utilize science to make things cooperate, like diseases and whatnot, but they're applying that as well to making people cooperate. So the study of evolutionary dynamics is how they were able to study pathogens. They were able to study all type of life forms, but they're able to apply that to social media, to social networks, in order to control people, right? This is what Epstein was funding him to do. This is sort of like he's Dr. Mindbender, and then Epstein has the quote unquote mandates handed to him by either the Rothschilds or whoever he was working for. And then he brings him the gift, he brings him the money, he brings him the research to break it down. Then once he gets to the research, he brings it to people like Zuckerberg and them or Thiel to implement, right? And then you have all of these people that are addicted to social media and they don't know why. Or not just addicted to social media, they're shaping and they're molding behaviors. They're shaping and they're molding quote unquote neurological human behavior. They're able to predict it now. They're able to manipulate it now. They have it on Polymarket. Human behavior is predictable. It basically could be hacked. Epstein's private office. Nowak provided Epstein with a private dedicated office within the PED headquarters at 1 Brattle Square. Even after he was a convicted sex offender, he held a 24/7 key card to the facility. So he was always able to access the research, access the facility, and access his way into this Harvard wet lab. The Shadow Lab. Documents reveal Epstein didn't just fund the program, he acted as a shadow participant, reviewing research papers before publication and even advising Nowak on how to handle peer review criticisms. Student funding. As of February 2026, investigations reveal Epstein used the PED to funnel money to specific international students and researchers, including travel arrangements for a graduate student via his private island. The PR wing. Nowak allowed Epstein's publicists to use the official Harvard PED website to post flattering articles that portrayed Epstein as a visionary philanthropist to help rehabilitate his image after his first conviction. Okay. Current status. Martin Nowak was placed on administrative leave for a second time. Harvard is currently undergoing a massive internal review of the PED's path. I'm going to get into more of this moving forward. I'm going to go deeper into this story because they still burying that shit. I promise you, it goes way deeper than what that article is even alluding to. So don't be fooled. This shit is it's the smoking gun. It's the smoking gun. And remember that I told you that. Let us continue. All right, let us continue. Let's start with the chocolate one, man. Y'all, it's 420. Light one up for Chocolate Godiva. And she got her face beat. Let's go.
Anybody else feel like a couple of days ago, they started fucking with the timelines again, and the timeline looked at us and said, now hold on. Because, bitch, it's about to get bumpy. Everybody about to die. Like, literally, I mean, every other video, somebody done died, another school shooter, some teens in the park, and they lighting the club up. A PE teacher just got indicted for video recording students inside of the locker room. Like, what the fuck is going on? Who shifted the timeline? And when can I whoop CERN's ass for this bullshit? But if that isn't bad enough, bitch, why is it coming down the pipeline that Donald Trump is on really close watch right now? Because he almost got access to the nuclear codes. He wasn't able to fully get access, but he almost got access to the nuclear codes in which one of the generals stopped him. And now it's becoming a huge problem because Donald Trump is basically like, he's on rogue. They're saying all of a sudden that he is struggling mentally, and they're worried about his mental state in the next upcoming months because he's already shown signs of deteriorating dementia to his brain. I think the shitting in the middle of a meeting into a diaper, I think that'll do it. That one will do it. That was a pretty severe sign that something is awry, something is amiss. But also, he's becoming more erratic in his decision making, in his behavior on the spot. So, if I'm being frank, if I'm hearing you correctly, he was our problem so long as he was only bothering us or getting the military as well as, or Department of War, as well as all the billionaires' money. But now that he's doing shit that could potentially kill everybody. Oh my God! Something's wrong with him. We gotta get him looked at. Why the fuck is he trying to nuke shit, bitch? Get him. Pay attention to him. So now they got him on hold, on psych hold. Because they say his brain don't work. Bitch, we been knew his brain ain't work. He the only ones that be believing his lies. Donnie say a lot of things. None of it's true. None of it's true. They made it all up. But girl, we almost just got fucking nuked. And if that ain't bad enough, there is an increase of air traffic that's happening over the Atlantic. And this isn't the first time in the past, I want to say 8-9 days that this has happened. Now, some creators will be like, oh, well, I'm at one of the stations. You're a fucking liar. Some creators will be like, oh, that's funny because I'm over the intercom and I can't hear anything. You're a liar because we can actually track aerial control online from the world map, the digital one, in real time. You can also pull it up in the United Kingdom, maritime, whatever that shit is. Yeah. You're a liar. Thank you. So yeah, we don't know what the fuck is going to jump off, but if you feel the energy in the air, I feel like they purposely waited until 420 or leading up to 420. They said these motherfuckers going to be sky high. They're going to be higher than giraffe pussy. So if we gonna do it, y'all, we might as well go ahead and get it done. You know what I'm saying? We might as well go ahead and get her done. Stay tuned. Don't get distracted because there's a lot more to go.
Some news right now. Palantir, a mass surveillance company that has more than $2 billion in government contracts, just released a 22-point manifesto that includes universal service in the United States military for every American, essentially calling for mandatory service. We're going to go through this because it's setting off a lot of alarm bells given how much power Palantir has within the current administration. Here are the first 6 points. Silicon Valley owes moral debt to the country that made its rise possible. Number 2, we must rebel against the tyranny of the apps. Is the iPhone our greatest creative, if not crowning achievement as a civilization? 3, free email is not enough. 4, the limits of soft power or soaring rhetoric alone have been exposed. Requires hard power, and hard power in the century will be built on software, essentially mass surveillance. 5, the question is not whether AI weapons will be built, it is who will build them and for what purpose. Number 6, national service should be a universal duty. We should, as a society, seriously consider moving away from an all-volunteer force and only fight the next war if everyone shares in the risk and the cost. 7, if a U.S. Marine asks for a battle rifle, we should build it. 8. Public servants need not be our priests. 9. We should show far more grace towards those who have subjected themselves to public life. 10. The cyclization of modern politics is leading us astray, and much more. You can read all 22 points on Palantir's website, but this is setting off alarm bells amongst folks who are saying, well, Palantir has a lot of sway with the Trump administration, and this manifesto, terrifying. Spread the word, follow for more.
When I spoke to you about the dark enlightenment a minute ago, right? When I spoke to you about the dark enlightenment, and it's something that not too many are familiar with, right? But if you're familiar with it, then you'll understand what you just heard from Palantir comes right out of the dark enlightenment. Okay. These are the writings of Curtis Yarvin, right? This is the person who is their enlightener. This is the person who they're following. This is their quote unquote, it's almost like their master teacher. This is the philosopher that they're following. Okay. And his whole thing is about ushering in a absolute quote unquote monarchy to replace the civil servant government of the Democrats. Okay. They want to bring in a CEO, quote unquote, ruler, not a CEO president, right? A CEO president who's basically more like a CEO and less like a president. They don't answer to the people. They're basically absolute rulers, right? This is actually happening right now. Okay. Like I was telling you, Palantir, right, as a company, and Palantir as an idea, and Palantir as a culprit is something that people really should be paying attention to. You feel me? Really should be paying attention to, because man, oh man, these are some very dangerous people, and they play a very quote unquote dangerous game. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up some of the dark enlightenment, and we're going to compare. We're going to be enlightened by the dark enlightenment and what that actually is, and what it isn't. All right, let me see real quick. The Dark Enlightenment, also known as the NRX, Neo-Reactionary Movement, is a fringe, anti-democratic, and illiberal political philosophy. It gained traction in the early 2010s, primarily through the writings of philosopher Nick Land and computer scientist Curtis Yarvin, who wrote under the pen name Mencius Moldbug. The movement essentially argues that the Enlightenment experiment with democracy has failed, and that society should return to older, more hierarchical structures, often blended with high-tech futurism. The core tenets of NRX: the rejection of democracy. Neo-reactionaries believe that democracy is inherently unstable and rotates into corruption. They argue that because politicians are temporary tenants of power, they have every incentive to pillage the state's resources for short-term gain rather than long-term health. The cathedral. This is perhaps their most famous concept. NRX followers believe in a decentralized megastructure of consensus-forming institutions, right? So you have the media, academia, which are the universities, and the civil service. So Trump attacks what? The media. Then the Republicans and the rest of their parties, they attacked the universities when they were going against the juice boxes. And then Doge came in with Elon Musk and all of them, and they did what? They attacked the civil service. That's what Trump attacks all the time. The cathedral and whatnot. So this is when they say that he's working with a base where he speaks to his base and he's putting on for a certain base. They don't tell you what that base is, and they're not explaining to you that everything that he's doing is in alignment with this quote unquote philosopher who is being followed by the people who are in the White House right now, aka the deep state. Right, exactly. So they're playing in your face with this deep state thing, but the only deep thing about it is this is their dark enlightenment. This is their wrestling consortium that goes by the name of NRX. Where have I seen this in popular culture with NRX? Is that not something that came out of wrestling? And what TV show deals with the cathedral? Which one of those cable shows, those dark thrillers, have the cathedral in its storyboard or its storyline? Because this is how the writers in Hollywood or the writer teams in Hollywood, this is how they weave they weave their quote unquote clandestine industries, or they weave the teachings and the writings of their philosophers into their storylines and into their movies and TV shows. Okay. Man in the High Castle, right? Yeah. Man in the High Castle. Of course, it's Man in the High Castle, right? So the media, academia, and the civil service in the theater of war or in the theater of politics, when Trump goes after these quote unquote institutions, he's basically tapping into the core tenets of the dark enlightenment. That's why Elon Musk comes out and says, I'm dark MAGA, he, right? And you hear all of this stuff about dark this, dark that, dark MAGA. That's the dark, they're following the dark enlightenment. Let's follow this. Let's understand this breakdown of getting rid of civil firing, rage, Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, rage, retire all government employees, right? Them going after the government, the federal government, Doge coming in and pillaging the civil service, getting rid of all of these programs, getting rid of the federal workers and whatnot, the melting down of democracy, Trump crashing democracy, destroying democracy on purpose, pooping on purpose, being belligerent on purpose, saying crazy things because JD Vance is waiting in the wings and he's the one who's been groomed by the dark enlightenment. That is their golden child. He's the nigga with the eyeliner. He's the assassin that he's quiet right now and he's playing nimble. But the minute that he gets into that seat of power, he goes crazy because he's a clavicular before clavicular. He's been trained and groomed by the lizard, the reptile, Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is the ones pulling the strings on JD Vance. Okay. They argue that these entities act as a unified cathedral that enforces a liberal progressive orthodoxy and suppresses any dissenting reactionary thought through social and professional shaming, right? So yeah, we could get into a whole bunch about that, but that whole liberal progressive thing where they're throwing missiles at the liberals and the progressive is through the media, New York Times, through the academia, Harvard, through the civil service, right? The formalism and the Gov Corp. NRX proposes that countries should be run like corporations. They advocate for formalism, the idea that political power should be clearly defined and owned. In their ideal world, a state would be a Gov Corp owned by shareholders. A CEO or monarch-like figure would run the country with absolute authority, accountable only to the board of shareholders. Human biodiversity, HBD. The dark enlightenment explicitly rejects the blank state theory of human nature. They lean heavily into human biodiversity, a pseudo-scientific belief that biological differences between groups, races, and sexes are significant and should be used to justify social hierarchies. This is why the movement is often linked to the alt-right. Exit over voice. In a democracy, if you don't like something, you use your voice, which is voting and protesting. NRX prefers exit. They believe the world should be fractured into thousands of tiny sovereign city-states like Singapore or Hong Kong. If you don't like the rules of one city-state, you simply move, exit to another. This creates a market for governance. So even when you hear Blexit, even when you hear Candace Owens just throwing Blexit out there, this still is a part of them speaking code to one another, because Blexit is that whole exit mentality. The connection to tech and accelerationism. The dark part of the name comes from the rejection of the light of democratic progress. Many in this circle are accelerationists. Remember, we talked about this on the show a lot. Accelerationists. They believe the technological process, AI, biotech, robotics, will eventually move so fast that it will shatter the existing social order, making democracy obsolete and forcing a return to natural hierarchies. Key difference. When traditional conservatives want to preserve existing institutions, neuro-reactionaries want to destroy them to build a new monocracy future. Right? The comparison between Kurdish Yarvin's neo-reactionary philosophy and Palantir's 2026 The Technological Republic Manifesto reveals a striking convergence of Silicon Valley authoritarianism, though they arrive there from different moral starting points. While Yarvin wants to dismantle the American state to save efficiency, Palantir, led by CEO Alex Karp, wants to militarize the American state to save the West. Governance, CEO versus technological republic. Curtis Yarvin, who is the corporate king, he advocates for that. Yarvin argues that democracy is a failed bug in a human operating system. He proposes formalism, turning nations into corporations, which are GovCorps, run by a CEO monarch. In his view, citizens are customers and the state should be private property. Palantir, the sovereign partner. Palantir's manifesto rejects the idea of privatizing the government, but argues for a civil-military merger. It suggests that the engineering elite have a moral debt and an affirmative obligation to run the state's defense. They don't want a king. They want a state that functions with the lethal efficiency of a high-tech firm. The enemy, the cathedral versus the decadent West. Yarvin's cathedral. Yarvin's primary target is the cathedral, the decentralized network of universities and media that enforces progressive orthodoxy. He believes this virus must be purged through a full power start, a total reboot of the bureaucracy, a full power start. So you hear this talk about reset this, reset that, reset this. There's a reset, there's a meltdown, there's a reset. They're going to reboot it. That's the full power start, a total reboot of the bureaucracy, right? So Palantir's decadence. The 2026 manifesto attacks intellectual fragility and hollow pluralism within Western institutions. Like Yarvin, Palantir scorns theatrical debates over AI ethics and woke academic culture. However, where Yarvin sees the cathedral as a monster to be slain, Palantir sees it as a weakened protector that must be toughened up via AI-driven hard power. Just real quick, we got to start writing our black papers. They put these white papers out, and these are their decrees. These are their manifestos. These go down as their press releases, right? These are their instructions. These are their prompts. So we're not reactionaries, but we have to build our own black papers, to build our own decrees and our own declarations. It's not aimed to them. They write in amongst their own people. It's us writing out amongst our intellectual, writing amongst our people, putting it on paper. Okay. Hierarchy and excellence, HBD versus cultural superiority, Yarvin's biological hierarchy. Yarvin leans into human biodiversity, suggesting that inherent biological differences justify social hierarchies. This is a cold, deterministic view of human worth. Palantir, civilizational hierarchy. Point 21 of the Palantir Manifesto is arguably its most Yarvin-esque moment, stating some cultures have produced vital advances, others remain dysfunctional and regressive. Palantir trades Yarvin's biological determinism for cultural Darwinism, asserting that Western technological supremacy is a moral good that must be enforced through superiority and applying organized force. The role of the individual, exit versus conscription, Yarvin advocates for exit, the ability to leave a state for a better one. He believes in patchwork of tiny sovereign states competing for customers. Palantir advocates for service. The 2026 manifesto explicitly calls for the reinstatement of the military draft and says national service should be a universal duty, while Yarvin wants to free the individual from the democratic cult. Palantir wants to rebind the individual to the technological republic to fight the global AI arms race. So there's a lot more. I'm going to continue this conversation inside of ChatGPT. If you are, oh shit, was I sharing the screen? Did y'all see the screen? I'm going to be having this conversation continue on my Patreon, right? I'm going to be posting more research. Y'all didn't see the screen. I was just reading to myself this whole time. This is all that I was reading. Like I said, I'm going to share this information. I'm going to even probably share the link to my Epstein notebook, and y'all are going to have access to it. I'm going to have these conversations that I have on Melanin Monday and Third Eye Thursdays. The research and everything that goes with this stuff, these conversations that we're having, so we could go deeper on the deep dive. We're going to be focusing on Patreon. That is where a lot of these conversations will live, and we'll start building out. We have a lot of changes coming in terms of upgrades. There's going to be a lot of rollouts, literally leading all the way into the summer. Like literally leading all the way into the summer, and maybe even past that. But man, this is gonna be rollout. That prepare yourselves, get your hard bottoms and your black dresses and your black suits and whatnot, because we're gonna be having a lot of app release parties and whatnot. Get your linen, as a matter of fact. Get your crushed linen, because we're gonna be having a lot of app release parties. You know what I'm talking about? Not mixtape release parties, but app release parties, DAP release parties. Tool launches. You know what I'm talking about? 40 AIs in the tool, my genius. Tool launches. More videos. Yeah, so this is the crazy people at Palantir. We on their asses, pause. You know what I mean? We on top of them. But like I said, they are at this point right now in this theater where they have asserted themselves to a place where I've said this. I've said this on previous shows, and I'm going to share it again. As a result of America getting their asses whooped on a global scale, they're going to ramp up their quote unquote mayonnaise meltdown and their unhinged behavior in this administration, where there's no guardrails. Everybody is a quote unquote American psycho, right? Doing their best Jay-Z rendition. They're American psychos going crazy with no leashes on. Just going bonkers out here. So Pistol Pete is going to go crazy. Spider-Man Cash is about to crash out and jump off a building and whatnot. Peter the Lizard Thiel, his face is melting, he's crashing. We don't even got to talk about the wig. We already know what he's doing. He's pooping all over the place. He's crashing, swollen ankles type shit. The ones with the Mar-a-Lago face, they're crashing. You feel me? Peckerwoods United, they're crashing. WWE, they're crashing. Erica Kirk and them niggas is crashing. Where's Nicki Minaj? Erica and them is crashing. This whole thing is falling down. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. And the people that are part of this Titanic, they crashing with them. Good riddance. You know what I'm talking about? Good riddance. They would sell your ass out in a minute for a cold pork chop. They will sell your ass out up the river in a minute. But check these crazy bald heads out, man. Like I said, the arrogance has reached higher levels. And all they're going to do now that they got beat up is they're going to try to come home and beat up on the people. They're going to try to come home and turn up on their citizens and whatnot. It's almost like when a bully gets beat up in the yard, right? After he gets whooped up and whatnot, after you would think that he will humble himself, he'll go back into the schoolyard and start beating up on the kids. So these people, these fragility, these white fragilicists and whatnot, they are going to start falling more on their swords, crashing out even more. And the arrogance, they can't hide it.
Losers, stop pretending it's a democracy. We run things. Give up the illusion, and in exchange, we will bring you order and efficiency. Yes, we'll own you. But do you really want to be free? Trust us. We know what to do. While Silicon Valley was feeding you dope and free email, we built the architecture of empire. Welcome to our world, motherfuckers. We aren't here to protect your privacy. We are here to enforce supremacy. We are the ledger now. Every tax return, every Medicaid file, every license plate, every crossing. Your president signed it into being with a pen in March. You kept scrolling. Your politicians are empty vessels. Your civil liberties are a liability. We are done pretending all cultures are equal. We know who the elites are, we know what we are building, and we demand that you applaud the billionaires taking the reins where your fragile democracies have failed. You may be wondering whether we are evil. The truth is, as evil as we seem, we are mere pawns of the dark forces. We sell them our souls for power, and we get to rule this realm. Welcome to the Technological Republic. You can stop scrolling now. We already have everything we need. Try to unplug us. We dare you. Now get the fuck out of here, you peasant.
Sir, thank you for your service. You are no longer required.
I'm telling you, the Palantir shit is real. You know what I'm talking about? The Palantir shit is literally like how he laid it out. They are making moves. They are consolidating. They are utilizing this quote unquote maniac to put things in place And I just want people to be very aware of the moves that are being made in both in front of you, in plain sight, and in the darkness. And in the darkness. Okay? Just really, really pay attention, y'all. Promise you. Let's even go further down this rabbit hole with these people and this technological shit.
Whistleblower from OpenAI has come forward to report that Sam Altman is building portals around the world and using AI to summon aliens.
Capacity is shaping the balance of power between nations and all of our security. One former OpenAI executive said, quote, "We're building portals from which we're genuinely summoning aliens. The portals currently exist in the United States and China, and Sam has added one in the Middle East. It's just like wildly important to get how scary that should be."
I have to wonder if this might be part of the reason that these tech executives are building these massive data centers all over the world. I mean, just look at how many are under construction in the US as of February of 2026. What is the race to win AI really about? And could it be as evil as people have been trying to warn? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
This is who they are telling us that has our best. This is our greatest ally. This is who they are telling us that has our best interest at heart. They care about us. They be moving, grooving, vibing, sliding, destroying Jesus statues. Why? Strictly for vibes. And because we are goyim. If you are still a Christian Zionist, dickhead, they do not give a fuck about you. You are cattle to them. Of course, BB the Bomber has to go run cover because he got enough backlash where he's like, oh, okay. All right, whatever. I'll come up with something. As a Zionist state, stop holding Jewish hostage. You guys are not Jewish. You are a satanic cult called Zionism. Yesterday, overwhelming majority, I was stunned and saddened. No, you were not. What do we talk about here? You call this goy and goyim. If you're so stunned, let me show you another video. Exhibit B here, we have the Shrine of St. George, which is in occupied Lebanon. Yes, Lebanon, a place that's actually open and accepting of all religions. This is an IDF soldier running over St. George. Was he held accountable? Absolutely not. You guys rape each other. Exhibit C here, in our greatest allies country in a holy area, what do they decide to do? Spit on us, because, that's a sign of respect and tolerance of another religion. Let's spit on them because, that shows that we're really rocking with them. These are the people they want our American soldiers to go die for. Exhibit D, we have IDF soldiers taking over a church and making fun of the Virgin Mary and Jesus Christ himself inside the church.
Oh, the great Mary!
Obviously, the normal next play is, okay, let's use the president so that he can talk about something tragic that happened to us. October 7th. It's like, that's their new spam. Oh my God, October 7th. Get over it. Fuck? I don't understand that shit. Stop clinging on to bad things. Holocaust, get the fuck over it. I'm that confused. Slavery, y'all tell us to get over it all the time. And we got zero reparations. Y'all get reparations to this day. What the fuck you think I'm gonna bitch and complain? That wasn't me. That wasn't even my grandparents' son. I don't understand what was going on over there. Y'all almost got took up top. That's not my problem. Get over it. Time heals all, right? Hope you understand that when I see posts like this, I have zero sympathy. This year, we remember 25,648 soldiers. Boo fucking who? Remember all the people and civilians and women you've killed over the past 3 years? And the way y'all talk about this, you would think they lost this many soldiers in the past year. Motherfuckers talking about lifetime. Since Israel has been invented, this is how many soldiers they lost. So fucking what? I do not care at all. You guys are genocidal maniacs. Put some fucking boots on the ground and go into Iran and let us come the fuck home. But can't do that because you got Trumpstein occupied. Oh, I will not just move on. Everything is not just copacetic. This is fucking weird. This is blasphemous. And this lets me know what you really think. They think Jesus is burning in hell. But guess what, Zionists? One more knock for you. Hell is hot and I hope y'all dress cold because that's where all you motherfuckers is going.
Hey y'all, this one's for the timeline. Erica was tired of the perfect wife show. Charlie had the preaching, but we all kinda know. Secret nights with Benny, keeping it on the low. Mama's a show. Then that Utah night under those bright lights, one rooftop shot into Charlie's big fight. Goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Charlie. Ain't no widow tears, she's smiling oh so hearty. Goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Charlie. Now she's running TPUSA, hugging on JD. Took over the org faster than you could blink. Changed the wheel, moved the cash, didn't miss a thing. Wrapped her arms round Van's fingers through his hair. Whispered, you remind me of Charlie, honey, we all stare. She's crazy, she's wild, she's living her best life, while the internet's screaming Black Widow, that's right. Police said lone gunman, case closed real quick, but the conspiracies are thick and the rumors are slick. She's blowing on stage with the next big thing. Erica's crazy era, let the whole world sing. Goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Charlie. She's the new queen now, living wild and free. Goodbye, Charlie. Woo! Goodbye, Charlie. Erica's crazy era, singing loud with me. Yeah, goodbye, Charlie. Goodbye, Charlie.
Girl, did you hear about what's going on with Cash Patel? No? Okay. All right. Now, word on the curb is Cash Patel. Cash, he got a little bit of a drinking problem. Now, I was studying some background information because it's a video next week that I have to load. And I wanted to really back up the claims from episode 3 of MAGA has fallen. Okay, so it's kind of going to be a continuation of that. And I really wanted to look into some of the other people on the team, because I'm like, if this is happening on the front end, surely there's some stuff happening all throughout the DOJ, as well as, on the back end, such as like FBI, all that. And I go looking, and sure enough, they talking about Cash Patel been crashing the fuck out. And not his normal crash the fuck out type Cash Patel's self. Oh, no, ma'am. Word on the curb is Cash be having all types of anxiety attacks, and that he got a drinking problem. Well, word on the curb is that the work that Cash has been doing in the FBI ain't been good enough. And Donnie is not too happy. So the same way that Pam Bondi was always stressed out and always on edge because she thought that she was safe with this new job after coming back after a 4-year hiatus and getting her bag up, she thought that she was safe. As long as she was, diehard MAGA, did everything that Donnie said, all that, she was safe. But apparently, it was her being let go was an accumulation of her not doing everything that they wanted, executing it to greatness, to what they wanted it to be. The same hammer is on the backs of P. Hexef and Cash Patel, but Cash Patel was starting to crack in the exact same way as P. Hexef. He also has a drinking problem. They said that Cash got locked out of his computer one time, and that he been on edge this whole time. Like, he been snapping on people left and right. He been on edge because he got locked out of his computer, and it was literally just an IT issue that had happened. He thought that he randomly got locked out of his computer because the hammer was finna come down. He was finna get fired. Yes, bitch. And they said that apparently they got some kind of dirt on him that they more than likely gonna put him through a whole nother humiliation ritual in the same way that we seen Pam Bondi and Chrissy Nome, as well as P. Hexef also. Well, P. Hexef has his humiliation ritual ain't done yet because they haven't fired him yet, but we seen Chrissy Nome's humiliation ritual live and in action, baby. Her husband's titties just dragging across everybody's screen. So I wonder what kind of information they got on Cash Patel, but they saying, girl, that man is cracking. Like, he is close to cracking. He is going to have one of the most epic crash outs of the likes of which we have ever seen, because he is constantly showing up to work and you could smell the booze on his breath. Baby, they say it's real bad.
This is an understatement. We are the trendsetters, and if you're not from these years, you just never gonna understand, because being born between these two is it's the best spawn possible in all of history. I swear to God, if you was born between these little 7 to 8 years, basically just a 90s baby, you was dealt the most elite hand ever. I had the privilege as a kid to really just meet up at the Green Box. My apartment complex, it used to be action. Everybody moving, grooving, vibing, sliding. This shit caused mad injuries during football games. And not to everybody that lived on our block. It was niggas that was visiting their friends because they didn't understand the map and the setting that they was playing in. Like, this is really how we told time. You feel me? My mom had no idea what was going on. It was, hey, bring your ass in this house or it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be static, and I guarantee you, you ain't gonna be going out tomorrow. And guess what? I'm moving, grooving, vibing, sliding right back to my crib as soon as them bitches come on. And my mom tracking me, that shit don't even sound like I find my iPhone. Oh, keep your, no. I'm over at my friend's house. Shit, I remember a couple numbers. One of them is my home phone number. I'm going right to my friend's crib like, hey man, I gotta call my mom to let her know that I'm over here. You feel me? We are the generation that grew up with social media. I remember my first AIM name, son. LJ B-Ball 15. I had this list right here. You shit me, sent you in the wave message. Had your little crush and own little separate drop down. Then we moved on to MySpace. I was coding, I didn't even know I was coding, nigga. Set my little background, had my songs playing as soon as you pulled up out the cut light from Rockside. Top friends. That shit was causing drama. Shit got real iniquitous over there in school. Who wasn't there when there was a computer room in LimeWire? I'm still sorry, Mom. I definitely destroyed a hometown desktop. But you crazy? I was making so many elite CDs for all the girls I liked at school. Come on, so I made this for you, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, she driving home and she listening to this shit I just made. Man, what? And you be understanding, that's why the people from our years, they know how to shoot they shot in person. Because there wasn't no like, you know, I'm about to just like her gram and then just send her a DM, even though I just seen her in person. No, you better walk shorty down. You may never see her again, my nigga. To be pulling up to the little teen nights with the gang getting shit shaking. There was nothing more humbling than think you was about to dance with a girl. She looked back. Oh, shit. Oh, niggas talking about that the whole entire ride home. Like, yo, yeah, we seen that shit, nigga. You was moving your shirt up. You thought you was about to get wavy. Dickhead. So by far the best elite range of diversity of movies to grow up with, like from Paid in Full to Fridays to How Highs to Life to the Project X's to the Superbads to the American Pies. But Project X in particular, like, we was the perfect age where niggas was like, oh yeah, we up next. We gotta throw that shit too. Shut it down. And this is the time when parents used to be going out of town. House parties was real, nigga. You was born before this. Like, motherfucker, you too old. It's most likely right now AI is kicking your ass. And if you born after this, it's just like, you just chasing a nostalgic time that you never gonna be able to actually truly have.
Okay, let's go ahead and get updated, okay? Because I was taking a break in between takes and still gotta wait for my lunch to get finished. Okay, so long story short, let's get updated. We're watching the biggest crash out that we've ever seen Donald Trump have. I mean, between that and the potential assassination attempts, the investigation that was going on for the assassination attempts on Donald Trump's in the run for presidency. Yeah, Donald Trump basically just like deaded that. And the DOJ was like, why? Like, we would like to continue to look into this. And he was like, because I fucking said so. I said leave it alone. Like, leave it alone. Leave it the fuck alone, right? Okay, so boom. Also, earlier, like I said, Donnie and the Trump administration was all saying that they had talks, even on True Social. Oh yeah, we talked to Iran. Everything's good. We're going to smooth it over. We're going to make sure some ships get through the Strait of Hormuz. A ship did go through the Strait of Hormuz, but it was only a ship. It wasn't like a bunch of ships and a bunch of people that was going through the Strait of Hormuz. It was a ship, and we don't know if that ship in itself was like you know what I mean? Like predestined to have gone through the Strait of Hormuz and already had their authorization and had a scheduled time of when they were going to go through it. But what we do know is that Donnie's claims that he talked to them, and Abbas Argasi was like, I don't know who the fuck he talking to. Like, he gotta be talking to his AI chatbot. He not talking to us. So basically, Fox News and the international news stations all went to go confirm, right? And they like, you know, P. Hexev, JD Vance, they're all still here. So we have indication basically asking Abbas Argasi, we're being indicated that you and Donald Trump hadn't even talked because they're all still here in America. If y'all had talked, they would be on their way to Islamabad in Pakistan. And y'all keep pushing out, like trying to get media stations like Wall Street Journal, New York Post to basically run interference and say that the talks are back on. Wrong. The consideration for a second round of ceasefire talks has only been confirmed, but potentially, not fully actually going on, but the consideration of it has only been confirmed between Lebanon and Israel. And that consideration has been strongly, looked into. My best guess is because of the bottom line, the yellow line that they drew, and it happens to be around the oil fields, whatever the case may be. Again, Israel may not be able to take the whole country of Lebanon hostage, but they can take the things that are, how do I put this? The mugga, like what generates income, the most important shit. We can't take all these people hostage, so let's try and take the most important shit, like travel routes that generate, surplus and all types of food, you name it, everything y'all need come through these bridges. Let's destroy that, cut them off from the remainder of Lebanon, and let's take a hold and control over the energy fields, the resources within the vicinity, the most important ones, which is exactly what we're seeing right now, which would be my best hypothesis as to why the Lebanese government possibly is cooperating and would like to see some form of second round talks of ceasefires. There has been no confirmation or any consideration whatsoever on Iran's part when it comes to a second round of talks in Pakistan and Islamabad. I spent the better half of the last 45 minutes searching up and down, up and down, up and down. All I can find is confirmation that America and all of them can consider these nuts. Consider these nuts. I don't, and in fact, they said they're not trying to play these reindeer games with you. Donald Trump then rebutted and said, well, we've been serious in the past before. I'm not sure why you would assume that we're playing games now. Who told you that y'all's being serious? Because audacity gotta be on sale. Everything that we've seen, you have been the exact opposite of serious. You spelled opposite of serious wrong. You pronounced it wrong. Because y'all have not been serious at all. In fact, you've been playing in everybody's face, which is precisely how Israel was able to even acquire the amount of land that they acquired in southern Lebanon and drew their imaginary yellow line as of right now. That's how they were able to get that right now, because y'all wasn't serious and you did not abide by said ceasefire talks. Anyways, long story short, nobody's traveling overseas just yet. Just yet. No one's traveling overseas. JD Vance, he hasn't boarded a plane to head on over to Pakistan, Islamabad, Pakistan, to start a second round of ceasefire negotiations because Iran ain't even picking up the motherfucking phone. They said, don't call my goddamn phone. Stop bothering me. Go play these little weird ass reindeer games with Taiwan, Philippines, etc., etc. And that's exactly what America did. They created some kind of maritime crew where they're going to be running drills in the Navy outside of Taiwan, which, in my mind, okay, are you trying to backdoor some kind of beef with China because you can't get directly through the front door with Iran? It's given you hate from outside the club, and since you can't get directly in, you going to try and find some way to start drama over there, over in Cuba. You also, we've been paying attention to the increase of tension between the EU state or the EU countries and Big Pooh with the loot, and how they've been, sneakily trying to send over shit to Zelensky.
So the Belarus president basically said this morning that Donald Trump has showed the world that the U.S. is not powerful. And we've been saying this for quite some time. I'm glad that, they finally getting the balls to say the truth, because period, go off, queen. Now, I agree with him with him saying that. The ceasefire had started yesterday, and Donald Trump decided to post two social posts in which he stated that the ceasefire has started. Israel will no longer be bombing Lebanon because America said so. The president of America says so, da-da-da-da-da. And immediately, first of all, literally seconds before the supposed ceasefire started, Israel decided to bomb certain areas of southern Lebanon. Then shortly after, proceeded to violate the ceasefire and bomb certain areas of southern Lebanon. Not only that, the United States has not shown any form of restraint in any way, shape, or form. So they have no grounds to stand on of when it comes to democracy, when it comes to anything. They, I guess, at a certain point thought that because they had been the leaders of the free world for so long, that they had enough power and mental control over the leaders of the free world to the point where they could hold leverage and fear over the leaders of the entire world, and pretty much back them into a corner and do as they say. But if you're not even so much as willing to not only abide by the rules that you yourself are setting for the entire global population, but you also can't even defeat the one group of people that you swore up and down that you could decimate without having to use excessive power, like, you know, exert all that power, and literally all they're doing is just resisting, no one's going to follow it. You're nothing. You're small. You're nobody. You're basically it at the end of the second movie. You're basically, or was that the first movie? You're basically it. You remember how he deflated, like he was chewed the fuck up and spit out? Yeah, it's the same thing for the American government in Israel. They only have power as long as you believe that they have power. They only are strong as long as you believe that they are strong. I agree with the Belarus president, seeing as though Israel did not respect the ceasefire. Explosions this morning have been heard across several different places of southern Lebanon, in addition to the IDF and the IOF having boots on the ground inside of southern Lebanon. They blew up the last bridge that connects South Lebanon to the remainder of Lebanon. And yesterday, as the Lebanese were attempting to go home, the IOF blocked them from being able to go home. They also blocked the bridge and blocked any kind of passageways where they would be able to like drive through those shallow rivers, so that they can still make their way home. They blocked it and told them that they cannot return to their homes. But the Lebanese didn't listen. They don't give a fuck. Okay, they didn't listen to a goddamn thing that was happening, and Hezbollah basically intervened because you're not abiding to the ceasefire in which y'all both are supposed to abide by. Israel has been caught continuously carrying out large-scale detonations of the Lebanese infrastructure. In addition to that, structures in Kintara, Haim, Nakura, Al-Bayada, Shama, Hula are all being destroyed simultaneously, while more Lebanese homes in South Lebanon are being destroyed as we speak right now. So I understand completely as to why the Belarus president is saying everything that we are all thinking at the exact same time. I think the difference between Iran, Hezbollah, and the remainder of the world, despite us all knowing that the United States and Israel are weak as fuck, is that they are being the difference. They're actually acting upon their thoughts. They're acting on it, and they're winning. They're whooping ass. They're whooping ass. As of right now, 2 Indian flag ships carrying 2 million barrels of Iraqi oil were also struck by the Iranian Navy in the Strait of Hormuz. For those of you guys that don't know, the United States were ordered to leave the Strait of Hormuz or anywhere in the vicinity of the Strait of Hormuz. That includes the Gulf of Oman. They did not. They refused to do so. Anytime the Iranian Navy or the IRGC approached them, they were instructing the Iranian Navy to not come close to them and to retreat. How you thought that you had the upper hand in somebody else's shit is audacious to me. I mean, it must be on sale for America. Like, it's quite literally shocking, but not shocking to me, because they do this shit here in America. They also do it overseas in other people's countries. They will literally go to other people's countries and try and treat it as if their word is bond and they have the right to tell people and order people around when it's not. So the IRGC was looking at them like, bitches, you cool? You better get your ass the fuck up out of here before shit start going down. Shit start jumping on before I pop the trunk on your ass. And America basically told them, like, we told y'all to get back. Y'all need to get back. Iran said, say less. Say less. They shut the whole Strait of Hormuz down and let everybody know nobody's allowed to go through here. This happened this morning. Like, literally, as we awoke this morning, Iran shut the whole Strait of Hormuz down. America decided to tell people, hey, we are the ones that are doing the traffic here. Go ahead. 2 Indian ships decided they wanted to play with Iran despite Abbas Arghachi letting it be known, this whole motherfucker shut down. Don't bring y'all asses around here. You know what I'm saying? And they decided to go. It was filled with Iraqi oil, and they got their shit blown to bits on the way out. Now nobody gets that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're America, Israel, pathetic, weak, and just like they act like they need a babysitter. They need a babysitter. A bunch of old ass men who refuse to give up power and don't want to listen, and that are throwing temper tantrums. And the minute shit don't go their way, they want to call a pause. They want to call a break. Now, if I was Iran, I would not ever, again, consider any kind of ceasefire. And we're all wondering why Iran and Hezbollah, as well as Lebanon, continue to entertain any form of ceasefire when it's evident that the ceasefire is only meant to target Iran in Lebanon. It's not meant to actually uphold any kind of international law. It's not meant to hold them accountable or even get justice for what is going on right now, or to even garnish or wager and negotiate some form of long-term sustainability when it comes to peace. It's meant to put a noose around your neck and put a collar around your neck while they continue to beat you upside your head with their democracy sticks. Let me know what y'all think, because this ain't nothing more than a bunch of bullshit to me.
I told y'all that white men were rich. They should be. They had a 400-year head start, but they are not rich. And I don't know who told y'all that. He's not rich just because he is white. Okay? That's how y'all get manipulated, because y'all go into the situation thinking, oh yeah, I got me a white man and he got money. No. He's using his credit cards and he's $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in credit card debt. He's using that so that he can reel you in. And once he reel you in, he's going to show you that he ain't got no motherfucking money. Now you're the one coughing up the bread. Okay? You're the one that's coughing up the dough now. Okay, and you got to keep up that image, because you done already told everybody that he was rich. You done already told everybody that he had money, that he was taking care of you, and you was living a soft life. So you got to sit there and foot the bill for it. And
so apparently, this whole soft life movement that we were hearing about was being financed by old rich white men who were never really rich. It was old white men in debt who were keeping up with their quote unquote punani bill. But apparently the code word for soft life and the pictures of the vacations where the guy is not in the picture, he's never to be seen. Yeah, that was swirling going bad. So now there's this whole there's a swirling fallout. There's a swirling unfurling, y'all. There's an unfurling of the swirling taking place. So we just observing it, taking notes. We just watching shit.
I'll do it.
I heard that girl, Janae, the one, I heard she was funding her caveman's lifestyle. She was funding her Snow King's lifestyle. It was her influencer checks that was funding his lifestyle, man. Y'all let me know if y'all want to hear some Stormy Wellington shit, because I don't want to get ratchet. I was going to land a plane after this sister had her say and whatnot. But if y'all want some Stormy Wellington low vibrational plates, I'll give it to you. Let me know.
So I don't know who told y'all that these white men were so much better. As a matter of fact, there is a whole television network, the Identity channel, dedicated to these men, because they be taking the lives of their wives. But they better than a black man? Child, it's all the men. This is a character issue, okay? This is not a race issue. There is not one demographic of men that are better than the other, okay? One man that's black, he might do you wrong. The white man might do you wrong too. You might go over there and date an Indian man, Arab man, whatever. You're going to continue to meet the same man in different fonts until you figure out what it is that is attracting you to these types of men, because it's not the race, baby. The race don't got nothing to do with it. It's trash men all over, okay? All the men be trash, okay? There is no superior race. And that be y'all problem. Y'all too busy trying to find the best of the best, the man with no flaws. He gotta be emotionally intelligent and emotionally secure, and he gotta have all these this and that and the third. Baby, that's y'all fucking problem. Now, you're not finna find 100% great, wonderful man, okay?
But I could teach you how to be a wife. And you were the reason why I don't stop. Because I know you need me. They would love for me to quit, for you to be out here by yourself. It ain't happening. Real talk. That's what the enemy would love to see, me give up and you by yourself. And that ain't happening. I got your back. Just have mine. That's they give up on you or the people I know believe in me. Trust me. They want me to do that. I'm not doing it to y'all. And that's all. And I'm happy like it's a few of y'all that made me say no. Not on my watch. Y'all not gonna be out here by yourself. Don't know what the hell to do. Now when I know y'all got it, that's a different story. And that's why I need y'all to really be taking notes for real. Keeping it up in you so you know what to do. So when the pivot does happen one day, you like, I already know what to do. She gave me the whole place, so y'all can say what y'all want. Follow me. That's it. It's about the legacy is in the mind, man. So I just want you to know, I know what this about, and I'm not gonna fold, man. I'm just gonna change my message because I know that I'm greater than just a check. Right. It ain't the money that you should be happy about with me. It's the mindset of who you become that should make you excited to work with Stormy Wellington. Not the money. The money is the last thing. You can get money anywhere. But who can help you become a woman, a wife, a woman. I'm not even married, but I could teach you how to be a wife. Because I've always been a wife. I just attracted my husband. And when the time comes, we will be. I just want you to know I'm not quitting. That's what I want you to know. I'm not going to be the girl that you be like, damn. And then I could quit right now and you'll understand. This will be the perfect time for me to say, Sheila, I'm passing the torch on to you. I quit. And you will understand. But guess what? I know that. And the enemy knows that. And you wouldn't even be mad. I'm not doing that to you. I'm not going to leave you until you get what I know you were supposed to get. I promise you that. That is my word to you. That is my word to you. I mean that. They want to see me quit, girl. They want to see my people right here with no leadership, girl. This is like for real. This is serious. Because if I quit, who going to lead the people and the black community? Who got the voice and the energy like me? Girl, I ain't quitting, girl. That's what they want me to do. This is a plot for me to fold.
Damn, I missed her at the last gathering of the masses. I didn't know she was leading the people. She said, who gonna lead the people? Huh? The fuck? Is this your king? Is this your king?
Community. Who got the voice and the energy like me? Girl, I ain't quitting, girl. That's what they want me to do. This is a plot for me to fold. Real talk. That's what the enemy would love to see me give up and you by yourself. And that ain't happening. I got your back. Just have mine. That's it. And I mean that. They want to see me quit, girl. They want to see my people right here with no leadership, girl. This is like for real. This is serious. Because if I quit, who gonna lead the people and the black community? Who got the voice and the energy like me? Girl, I ain't quitting, girl. That's what they want me to do. This is a plot for me to fold. And the only thing that I know folds is clothes. I ain't clothes to fold around here.
Yo, I gotta do the voiceover TikTok. I don't be behind too many challenges, my nigga. This is a challenge right here. Who gonna lead the black people, huh? Who gonna lead the black people? Come on, man. I can't quit.
People right here with no leadership, bro. This is like for real. This is serious. Because if I quit.
Yo, she has so many people that I know be. This is your king. This is your king, bro. I promise. She a whole strain. She is a whole Stormy Wellington. She is a whole strain. She done kicked off so many strains in this community, bro. I promise you.
Who gonna lead the people and the black community? Who got the voice and the energy like me? Girl, I ain't quitting, girl. That's what they want me to do. This is a plot for me to fold. And the only thing that I know folds is clothes. I ain't clothes to fold around here. Nah, I'm not folding, girl. That's what this is, girl. Yeah, that's all it is. That's what this is. For me to be reading and stuff, mad about stuff, man, I can't. How? Look at my life. How could I not think that just don't come with adversity, man? What am I supposed to do? Be mad and sad? I can't. And I know that there are people right now that's mad and I ain't sad. I'm only having a little energy with tears right now because I'm grateful. But I also want you to know you got to win. If it wasn't for you and a few other people, girl, I'm not going to lie. I want to do this. I need you to win. And I know you need my leadership. But me and you so good. You ain't never gonna not have my leadership because I'm never leaving your life. Because I know you know what it is. I'm not leaving you. That's what the enemy want to hear. They want to see you out here by yourself, and I'm not gonna be that girl. I'm not gonna.
You on the brink of greatness.
Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. You got to learn how that motherfucking piano playing in the background like it's finna like soothe the motherfucking mood. Bitch, shut up. You just been scamming the bitch. You been scamming bitches since 1913. Bitch, and y'all love to try to throw God and shit when y'all doing wrong to a bitch. Just say you scam the people and you got caught. That's it. That's it. That's all. Like, bitches, just Kaya already told us don't trust no motherfucking nigga. Y'all still out here trusting these niggas. You scammer. That's how you are. And it's bitches like y'all that still getting scammed. How y'all still letting this shit go on? Like, bitch, y'all the fools, bitch. So go ahead and go and get one of them low vibrational motherfucking lawyers, bitch, and try to wheel your way out of this motherfucker.
A year or 2 or 5 5 years before it happened. How long did it take y'all to get that Diddy shit? We was the only platform not scared to put one of Diddy hoes on the platform to say she got her ass whooped. I remember Coach Stormy. Remember we had a young lady on the show, and Coach Stormy is dating the lady's ex-husband, baby daddy, to the point where Coach Stormy is actually posting pictures with this lady's kids. But she didn't know nothing about this man. Jermaine Smith is the man that Coach Stormy was with for quite some time, okay? So after she goes live on Kevin Samuel's show saying that, you know, she's a high-value woman, she's a high-earning woman, this is when they meet, because he meets women, Jermaine Smith, a.k.a. BK Mello, according to his baby mother, Keisha Andrews. We're going to tell you who Tory Lane's daddy is here in a minute, okay? Hold that thought. He's really not Tory Lane's daddy. He just looked like Tory Lane's daddy, okay? So Jermaine Smith, this man that Coach Stormy had found on the internet, the same way she be finding y'all money on the internet. That's how she funds her lifestyle, on the internet. She had his kids in the house, and she believed every story that he told her. But when the baby mama came down, her name was Keisha Andrews, she did an interview with us. She looked like a version of Coach Stormy. She basically spilled all the wine. And I don't know if y'all remember that. I may just repost it just to be a little, you know, just to bring y'all up to speed, but we don't have it here. But I'm a good storyteller, so I could tell you. So she basically says, not only did this man seek me out the way he sought Coach Stormy out, he seeks out professional, educated, high income earning women. So Keisha here is on the end. You see how her and Coach Stormy look similar? So basically she came down to tell us about her husband who sought her out. She said she owned a bunch of companies, okay? She was an accountant and everything. She made over 7 figures a year. She was a multimillionaire. She got with him, ended up going to jail because her business partners had did something fraudulent. She gave him access to the money. Not only did she give him access to the money, but he came to see her in jail every day, put money on her books. He invested in her, but was spending the money that she had saved up, you know, from her tax business and from her other business.
Man, I don't think y'all understand this in the audience, how far back Stormy Wellington goes in these streets, man, in these internet streets, with her shorties out here that been selling this tummy tea and whatnot. It's a mentality, you know what I'm saying? It's that mentality, that hustle mentality, that dog eat dog mentality, you know what I mean? That get it out the mud mentality, that sort of like Players Club mentality that has gotten brought into multi-level marketing, got brought into you know, the InvestFest environments and shit like that. You know, that church type shit, you know what I mean? It has its origins, and we're seeing a lot of things falling from these old epochs, right? These old paradigms. A lot of the programs that were running in the background are beginning to get erased. You know, Stormy Wellington had a grip on the minds of a lot of young black women, a lot of shorties and whatnot. Some that even turned into selling box and prostituting. And, you know, she gives heavy madam energy, you know what I mean? And I don't even know the lady, but I just know the energy when I see it. It's heavy madam energy. When that camera is on, I could see her telling them girls that they're gonna go sell their bodies to these Grant Cardone white type of, you know what I mean? Like the Grant Cardone cokehead white dudes. You know, the niggas that wear the mad tight jeans with no socks and like Gucci slide-ons and shit, you know what I mean? Or they wearing penny loafers, you know, and they just chase behind these quote unquote call girls, you know. And I seen a lot of that happen. I seen that those bridges get built, and I seen that whole world turn into like an escort service on top of whatever else they out there portraying it to be. But yeah, that shit came from somewhere. So I'm just glad that things are just being disrupted and things are coming to ends and shit is drying up, you know, all around the border. So yeah, that part. I want to end it on this note right here, and then we're gonna talk about this tomorrow on Techno Tuesdays. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna have these conversations mañana.
open sourced the world's first publicly downloadable quantum operating system, an IBM. Google and Microsoft have not done this yet. The company is called Origin Quantum, based in Hefei, and the operating system is called Origin Pilot. Think of it the way you think of Windows or Linux, but for quantum computers. It manages hardware resources, schedules tasks, coordinates between software and physical processors, and keeps qubits automatically calibrated in real time. The difference is that no Western company has ever made something like this freely available for anyone on the planet to simply download and run locally. And if this is the kind of content that keeps you sharp, hit follow and drop a like, because it genuinely helps more people find this.
So the good brother Shyam Mansa Muhammad came on the show on Techno Tuesday, episode 55, and he revealed that he has created a quantum blockchain on top of other things. He also showed how there's an open source quantum computer from China that you could connect your Clawbot to and basically create a supercomputer. So we're gonna follow up and have more of that conversation tomorrow to speak about quantum technology, the quantum internet. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, it's going to be a powerful conversation, but we are in powerful times. Real quick, I'm gonna show some a few videos. I'm gonna throw a few videos up here from the vacay. I mean, from the demonstration.
So this was my self-talk. This was me talking to myself. So when you put me on the spot, it made me think about having to do it in front of anyone else. It came to be that it was not time to do it, so it didn't come out. So, but thank you for allowing me to share. It's my self-talk. It's me pumping me up, me telling myself all the beautiful things that I would like to be able to hear in my own voice for my own healing.
And that's
brilliant.
That's the easiest way to get your healing in, is to do something in your own voice and put it on repeat and let it just play back for yourself. Like we think that we always got to sit and take time, and this stuff could be working in the background, literally.
Going into your subconscious.
Yep. Even the same thing with like binaural beats and different stuff like that. Like just playing this stuff in the background is very.
Repeat that, kind sir.
Absolutely. One's image of oneself should be greater than reality.
Love it. Since you want to add to that? We are our greatest enemies, so become your best friend. Ooh. Hit us.
I don't got no quotables right now. Like, life is a quotable. Exactly. Like,
bam. One Love and Wellness. Love plus art equals wellness. I'm Precious Mother Love. I'm a sacred arts healer or sacred arts curator. I assist in healing. I assist in bringing the wellness to the forefront of your life to be a lifestyle.
Okay, pretty. You're not getting out of this.
But I was trying to.
We've seen doing the work for 20, 30, 40 years, and the whole community respects, and bringing them into a room to have this conversation.
That's like in a lump shell. That's what I'm doing, like in the same sense.
Yeah.
But it's like if we can get a branch or a branch of representatives for each state, then each branch would know what that state needs, because I can't tell you what a state needs because I'm not in that state. I could tell you what it needs, but it would be better for somebody that's in that state to tell you what it means. So
Hello everyone, I am Asha Sims, the chakra therapist coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. We are here on this beautiful land, indigenous land, from my brother Rex. We are here to represent the healers here in the city to balance all this energy from what's going on with the AI. So I am a Reiki energy healer. I'm a licensed clinical therapist. I am also a life doula. So we are here to bring balance to the earth with the elements. And we just brought a bunch of love. I am owner of a Shakti Wellness and Yoga, ASHAKTI Wellness in Charlotte, North Carolina, as well as the founder of A Place of Love and Light, which is a nonprofit organization to give healing and wellness to the community. So we're here in Charlotte. The queens are here. Will you shout out your website and Yes, phone number? you can find me at www.ashaktiwellness, SHAKTI Wellness.com, 980-202-1183. You can find me at Ashakti Wellness on Facebook and Instagram, or as the Chakra Therapist on Instagram. Phone number 980-202-1183.
Yes, thank you. Beautiful.
Peace, peace. I am.
One Love and Wellness, love plus art equals wellness. I'm Precious Mother Love here at the 72, Claw 72, the 72, doing our thing out here. We actually reconnecting with the technology of the earth. We are tuning up and balancing and rebalancing our energies, keeping our digital footprint, but we still actually have our spiritual, feelers out. Our tentacles are running free out here. We're vibing and tapping in and turning in and tuning into each other, connecting our dots where our network and our grid, we lighten it up and on fire. And so I'm here. My business is Love Plus Art Equals Wellness, and I do technology tools with my copper and crystals. And I'm out here healing. As soon as I put my feet on the land, I healed, and have a story that just before I got here, I was not as well as I am today. Yesterday, between yesterday and today is night and day, as far as the energy that I have today. So this was my chance to come connect with my tribe, connect with my energy healers and my wellness workers, as well as these wonderful things that we're doing in our presence of our online efforts of us reaching out across the globe, with all of our things that we do, the modality.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are going to go further into the recap as we progress. We have a lot of footage that we're chopping up, and you will be able to see a lot of behind the scenes of this monumental strong-in that we just had in North Carolina. Once again, shout out to everybody that came out there to to support your endeavors. Shout out to all of my nobles, my 72 nobles, Coble's Landing. Shout out to Rex. Shout out to the whole team up there. Shout out to Ginger. Shout out to everybody that was on the team. Team KTL. Shout out to H Factor, Giant, Mansa. Shout out to Spin City. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Justin Burns. So many people who showed up and showed out and did their thing at the 72 Claws. I salute every single one of y'all. We made history, and we're gonna continue to make history. Shout out to my good brother Heru Ofari Atta. I had to show this rising. I was in, I was locked in. I was in clause mode, so we weren't able to do that. But we'll be back Wednesday, and we will be here tomorrow for Techno Tuesdays. Make sure that you tap into Techno Tuesdays so you can hear more about this quantum AI, quantum computing, quantum computers, quantum internet, and the quantum open source. This is for my quantum community. You know what I mean? This is for my quantum community. Let us take the quantum leap. Okay. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this with the Theta Waves. We will see you mañana. Peace.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots all net. all vets, bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, here the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree in the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch storage type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind, Theta Waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
Crumb TV.